This is Diop Kamal, and this is a complaint investigation of the Page County Sheriff's Office in Iowa. The complainant is reporting that she was the witness to an incident of physical assault and that the police failed to investigate the complaint properly. I did speak with the sheriff yesterday. He was professional, courteous, and seemed interested in getting to the bottom of the complaint. However, the victim has reported that the connections of the assailant to the police department have tainted the investigation. This report and the statement by the victim is in her own words. We have highlighted key statements that she's made regarding her complaint, and we're not saying that those statements are true or factual at this stage because we're in the early stages of our investigation, but we do put the words in her own words on the screen so that there's some clarity about what she's alleging. I'm about to put her on the line, and I'll be contacting the sheriff's office shortly to notify them that the complaint is streaming live on our website.
Hello.
The police were called at that time.
Hello, Ms. Barlow?
Yes.
Hi, this is Mr. Kamal of PoliceBeast.com, and you got a message from me regarding your complaint. That's why you're calling in, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I spoke with the sheriff about your complaint, and there's some confusion about the validity of the complaint, who's actually making it, is it for someone else. Can you just talk to me about the circumstances leading to the complaint so that I can talk to the sheriff and get the situation straightened out so that they can do an investigation if one's necessary?
Yes. I was witness to what happened to the female victim at the residence.
Okay, well, take me through the whole story. Tell me exactly what happened.
There was a group of girls that had gone back to the residence with the gentleman who said that he was they were all going to go to bed with him, and they had all been out drinking and had returned home, and at that time he had his son eating supper that they had brought home with them, and his son was crying and upset, and so then he was unhappy with his son, and some things went on there, and during that time one of the girls texted somebody else to come get everybody because we had all rode down there together, and when she came to get us, he started an altercation with her, ended up knocking her to the ground and kicking her in the face multiple times. And, I mean, the police were called at that time.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. How many women were involved, and is it only this one man who's involved?
Correct.
Okay, and what is his name?
Kyle Turner.
Kyle Turner. Okay, and how do the women know Mr. Turner? Are they friends of his, or was this something just that's one night? How do they relate to this person?
More known of association, and then just one night had gone out together.
Okay, so and it was how many women who were there?
3.
3 women. Okay, and this man, Kyle Turner, he has a house. Is this where all this happened?
Yes.
Okay, it was at his home.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't have to give me the address right now, but I need to know generally where is it in Iowa? What city is this in? What zip code, sort of?
Northborough. I'm not aware of the zip code. It's in Northborough, Iowa.
Okay, all right. And so you guys went to this person's house, and you know him from other friends and whatever, and this situation where he was going to have sex with all the women, this was all consensual. Nobody was doing this against their will?
That was the reason for the phone call to get picked up. That wasn't really what anybody had kind of intended. So that was the situation to call and.
Okay, so let me back up. So he was trying to make someone have sex who didn't want to have sex with him.
That was the implication. So that's why we wanted to get out of this scenario.
Okay, So he wanted that, and then you guys didn't want that, so you wanted to just leave. And you were there yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And I think I asked you, but did I get an answer? Did you tell me how many women? You said 3. Was it 3 women?
Correct.
Okay. Who were the other 2 women? And if I talk to them, will they tell me pretty much the same thing you're telling me?
Yes. My fear of actually any reporting this is the way that these things have been handled previously. I mean, they will come terrorize me and my family. They will do everything.
Who will? Who? Who are you talking about?
The sheriff, not the sheriff, the deputy involved and the family involved. I mean, of the extended family of this person, the Kyle.
Okay, so you think that Kyle has some influence over the police department?
Over this particular person, I do, yes. And, I mean...
Oh, so let me back up. Hold on, stop. First of all, I'm looking at your complaint form, and I want to make sure I have some important facts straight. It says that he kicked and knocked down a female and kicked her in the face. Who was that person who was kicked in the face by Kyle?
She was the one that came and picked us up. She, I know her fiance's name, and now I can't think of her name. She was a
okay, but you're saying that Kyle punched, kicked, and beat this woman up for no reason?
Because she had come to pick us up, so then she got into an altercation.
Well, that's obviously no reason. So that's obviously, he beat her up because she came to pick you up. That's not a good reason for putting his hands on her for any purpose. So let me ask you, was anyone else assaulted by this person named Kyle Turner?
On this particular day, no. Is there a history of it? Yes. Well,
I'm just trying to deal with the one night that you said that this woman was punched in the face, and I'm assuming that we're dealing with one incident. If there's a series of incidents, then we'll talk about that later, but let's stick with the one that we're talking about now, which is this incident where you said these 3 women, including one, which was you, went to this person's house and that he was wanting a sexual relationship. You didn't. You had someone come to pick you up, and then he beat that person up. And then I asked you, was anyone else assaulted? And I'm asking you, on that night, was anyone else assaulted?
No.
Okay. And the woman who was assaulted, did she go to the hospital? Did she have injuries that were visible to someone who might see her at that time?
Yes, she did go to the hospital.
Okay. And did they treat her there? Was she given any care?
Yes.
So there's a record of that?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's move to the issue of the police department's handling of the complaint. What police department was there?
Page County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. I spoke to the sheriff yesterday, and we had a pretty decent talk. He seemed to be professional, interested in the complaint, but he also had some confusion about who was actually making the complaint. So you were there at this incident. You saw it happen, and you're reporting what happened to this other woman. Did Kyle do anything to you personally?
No.
Okay. Now, the handling of the complaint by the deputy who was at the scene, who was the deputy and what did he do?
It was a Deputy Langley. And
Deputy Langley?
Correct.
Okay. And does he know Kyle? Are they friends?
My understanding is he's the landlord of the residence that Kyle lives in.
Okay, so the incident happened at a cop's own property.
That's my understanding, or at least it was previously his residence. If Kyle has bought it from that point, I'm not sure.
Okay, but either way, is your point that there's a connection between the two of them that goes beyond a professional interaction?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and how far do you think that is? Do you think it's something that is a problem? Do you think that the officer did something differently because he knew Kyle?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so is it that you believe he did not make an arrest because he knew Kyle?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Okay, and there was enough evidence there for him to know that that woman had been injured and that Kyle beat her up?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, well, I think that clarifies the issue of the complaint. So I'm going to contact the sheriff. He called me back again yesterday, but I was in court. But I will find out if there's anything else he can tell me. Are you comfortable with me allowing him to hear your version of this event?
I guess unfortunately I'm not comfortable with the sheriff. I do know other deputies there that I trust and I'm comfortable with, but the sheriff I do not, and I do fear for retaliation. Not necessarily upon the.
Oh, okay. Well, let me stop you and tell you this. I'm now personally involved in this case, and I spoke directly to the sheriff. And I'm just telling you, I won't put up with anybody harassing you. So I'm going to give you a few numbers that you can call me on. I'll put them in your box in your account, and you'll see the number within an hour. And if you have any problem with thinking that you're being followed or anything else, I also have some other things I can give you to help you. We have an app that will allow you to send a recording to me immediately. Let me ask you a question. What type of phone do you have? Is it an iPhone or an Android phone, or do you know?
Android.
I'm sorry? It's an Android. Okay. All right. The Android version isn't ready, but it will be soon, and I'm going to get you that app, and I have another app alternative to that I can give you now. But I'm going to give you something that will allow you to instantly record. It'll go directly to our website immediately, and we'll have the file so that if something happens to you, you just start talking and say what's going on. If somebody's harassing you or someone's threatening you or calling you, I want you to use that app, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, I will also call the sheriff, and I will tell him that you have concerns about your safety and your concerns about retaliation. If I have to go to the FBI or the Justice Department or the State Attorney General or the county prosecutor to get someone to intercede, I'll push every one of those buttons to make sure that you're not treated any differently than anyone else who's reported a complaint. You have every right to make a complaint. The police department's obligation is to look at it. The dealing with the sheriff on this is unavoidable because he's the chief law enforcement officer in the agency, and any complaint that's sustained is going to have his signature on it. So we have to deal with him. Now, if they're doing something after today, if they do anything to you after today that makes you feel unsafe, then I'm giving you some alternative ways to contact me, and I don't think you should have to worry about that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'll be talking to the sheriff within the next few hours, and I'm going to direct him to the front page of our website. I'm going to have him watch my conversation with you live or whenever I have a time to do it. I'll set a time, and then I will tell you what his response is. I'm assuming that he's going to do an investigation. He's going to want to talk to you. You're going to have to talk to him. If you want me to be on the phone with you, or if you want to have a family member in attendance or someone there for support, that's perfectly reasonable. I think they'll accommodate you with that. And I think there are other things we can do to help make you feel comfortable to do the interview. But you are going to have to do the interview if you want this to go anywhere. Are you okay with doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then, Ms. Barlow, I'm going to talk to the sheriff, and you look out for emails coming from your account through policeabuse.com. Make sure you try to respond quickly, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.